Welcome to Watchers at the Movies, our November episode. Well, the end of November episode, because we're slow. Well, there was a holiday, so, quit your complaining. This episode, we are doing Fantastic Beasts 2, Wizard Boogaloo.
No. Wizard Boogaloo, I like it.
No.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
Grimdewald.
It's German.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak German.
It's the German pronunciation.
Even though we heard Grindelwald the entire time through the Harry Potter universe, scratch that out of your brain, it's Grindelwald.
Well,
Grindelwald.
and the first Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, scratch that out of your brain too.
And half of some of the characters in the second one said Grindelwald.
They didn't get the memo. So apparently what it is, and the backstory behind that is like Dumbledore says it correctly because he knew him. So everybody else can say it wrong because they weren't as
Everybody
close.
else is using dumb American tongues.
Exactly.
Okay.
But Dumbledore says it correctly.
It's
because,
like Charisse Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
nobody says right. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
And then Newt knows it because Dumbledore, I guess.
Okay. Did Dumbledore say it correctly in this movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Allegedly.
All right.
That's
So
your teaser.
Grindelwald.
Now introductions.
As always, I'm Tim Pickerel.
I'm Sarah Pickerel.
I'm Debbie Hodges.
And I'm Nick Beck.
Okay, so here's the thing. I had to have Debbie on because Debbie is the Harry Potter universe expert.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're the resident Harry Potter
Yes.
universe expert.
Don't be modest.
Nick, we just don't get his sexy voice on microphone enough, so he has to be here.
Thank you.
And I can't be the only person in this house that does podcasts all day, so I had to have Sarah on here too.
Great.
I feel so wanted. Don't you all just feel so wanted?
I feel
Those are all-
like a bunch of ragtag kids. We're going to make the best podcast possible.
It's a motley crew of outcasts and something or other. I don't know. Anyway, we it wouldn't be a Watchers at the Movies at this point if we didn't have crazy before the movie stories.
Oh,
God.
good.
Did you guys have anything happen?
No.
Because we did not see the movie with Debbie and Nick this time.
No, we didn't.
Did we?
Oh, no, the only thing that was annoying was the lady's chair that was next to us.
Oh, yeah.
Had a dying motor in the seat. So every
Oh.
time she moved it, it made really loud noises.
Well, that's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go to see it?
Ronnie's.
Ronnie's.
Nice.
Okay. And they have motorized seats now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought a blanket and everything.
Wow. So is it like you can like prop your feet up? That
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Yeah, the recliners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reclines.
Okay, cool.
But like you said, though, you'll get some of them that are just like...
Which sucks because it's brand new.
Why was she trying
That's
to move?
annoying for the listeners.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is sometimes you hit it without even meaning to. Like you
Yeah.
readjust. So several times through the movie, I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, like the button's like mid-thigh on your right
Yeah,
hand side.
so
okay.
if you shift enough, but she seemed to be like full on moving back and forth.
Did they have those seats when we saw Ready Player One?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because it just changed over not too long ago from
I'd say this
Warenberg to
Marcus.
Marcus.
But when we saw
yeah.
Ready Player One, it was Marcus.
They were probably remodeling at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my go-to movie theater now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice theater. Yeah, we had a little bit of drama at the theater.
Hey, drama.
It was well, I don't know if you would call it drama so much as just like
Annoyance.
Same theater?
annoying bullying. No,
As you went to last time?
no,
Oh,
we
okay.
went to the Wildwood BB.
Oh, okay.
And it was really nice. And I think they had kind of similar seats to what you guys are talking about. Like they had the motors and like you prop your feet up and you're basically just laying all the way back and it's very comfortable.
Everything's reserved seating, and there's
Yeah.
only like 5 rows in the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice with the reserved seating. You have
Yeah.
way less people.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, but not few enough apparently. So So we pick our seats, we're in our seats, we're the first people in the theater, people start shuffling in, and it's getting close to the actual movie time because they're showing actual previews at this point. Father and his 3 kids come in, and they're just like, hey, would you guys mind moving over a seat so my kids can sit together? You know, we couldn't find 3 seats together. And
I hate that.
yeah.
I'm already in my seat and it's warm.
I know. I was already very comfortable. And so Tim was very nice, and he got up and moved to the seat between us and another couple, and I stayed where I was. And then the father's just like, okay, well, I'm going to go sit over here since there aren't enough seats. He asked then the entire row to move over one more seat. And so we all moved over, and he was kind of a bully about it. It was just like, he was loud, obnoxious. Like, in my mind, it was just like, you're going to do this. And if you say no, you're the jerk, you know?
Oh, man.
And so we all moved, and I ended up sitting next to the guy, and he was a total slob, like a total, like, munching on his food, like taking up all my personal space, and then like slurping on his drink like he didn't know how to use a straw. Like, it was just like everything that he did was obnoxious and annoying me throughout the entire movie. And so anyway, that was our movie going experience.
I would have complained, see if you could get free tickets.
Yeah. Who but yeah, I guess you could, but like, I'm not the kind that would do that kind of thing, you know, unless it was really bad. Like, it was bad, but it wasn't like,
I wouldn't have moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
It's not the theater's fault. I would have asked that guy to pay for my ticket.
yeah, really.
Yeah, I just wouldn't have moved. I would have been like, you should have been here 20 minutes ago.
Well, and that's the point.
they
of
were reserved seats, so
right?
even
Yeah.
if you got here 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, he should have gotten online earlier and reserved his seats. It's what he should have done, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I definitely wouldn't have moved if it's reserved seating.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah.
My ticket
Sorry.
says this one.
Because who's to say somebody doesn't come in, late?
Well, no, it was that his seat in that row.
Yeah, it was at the very end though.
But he wanted everybody to move so he could sit by his kids.
But his kids weren't even together. Like, we initially had to move so his kids could actually sit together too.
So dumb.
I know.
I hate people.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was obnoxious.
yeah, that sucks.
But
Yeah, we didn't have to yell at anybody.
No.
I was surprised. It was like the first time in a while I haven't had to say something to at least one person.
yeah.
I think the days of the theaters should quickly start becoming over
Why?
because of having to deal with shit like that.
Oh.
I will pay $50 for a pay-per-view to watch at home.
I'm
Right.
sorry, but like, I like the movie
yeah.
going experience. I like sitting in a big theater and having the
lying.
huge screen. I don't like the people.
So,
So,
they
what's the-
advertised you could rent the theater. So
Yeah.
I was like, how much is this rental thing?
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I wonder how
Or
much that is.
just go to the Arnold Theater. That place is always empty.
Empty.
I don't know how many times I've gone to a movie there by myself and been the only one in the theater.
Well, that's why I liked when we lived in Fenton, the Regal. The Regal was almost always empty too.
Yeah, if you hit it
Yeah,
at the
that's
right
true.
time, you can be the only one there.
Yeah.
Especially if the movie's been out for a while.
Yeah. But next time we're not moving.
No,
No.
fuck it.
I'm just going to have a hissy fit, you know?
It's not even having a hissy fit. It's
No, it's just
saying
being
my
like-
ticket says this number. I ain't moving.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, so to rent this is I don't know, probably generic one, but it looks like it is a $200 fee to rent the movie theater and then a minimum of 20 guests.
Ugh.
So 20 tickets.
you still have to have
plus the
people.
200.
Can't I just buy the 20 tickets?
I'm sure you could, but you're talking, even if they're $10 a ticket, that's, for
Can I go before 10 and get the $5 tickets?
yeah, you're talking $600 just to get, yeah, right?
A $600 movie going
Right.
experience versus
Worth it.
$10.
Worth it.
And a couple assholes.
Yikes.
I invite nobody.
Yeah.
My movie experience.
It's funny.
So yeah, overall, what'd you guys think of the movie?
I loved it. I really loved it.
Better than the first one?
No. No, I wouldn't say so.
I would say, I think because this movie is basically the build-up for the third movie.
And the fourth and the fifth?
Oh, is there going to be that many?
Yeah, there's gonna be 5.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a trilogy.
It was originally a trilogy, and then they said they wanted 5.
Good Lord. I think I would lean more towards the first just because that's a standalone movie. Mm-hmm. And this one is get ready for the sequel. Mm-hmm. Harry Potter Infinity War Part 1.
Right.
But other than that, I really like the storyline for this, probably better than the first one, though. And I just like having a nice wizard movie without a bunch of kids in it.
Yeah. That is nice.
That was cool.
It's for the grown-ups who were with Harry Potter when they were children.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You were one of those, right?
No, I didn't get into Harry Potter until later. I like when the books were coming out, we would get them at the library, I don't know, like a couple weeks in advance, and then it was, a sternly written letter from the publisher saying you better lock this shit up. Until its publication date because you got it early.
Wow.
And yeah, like I didn't care. I wasn't into them when they were coming out, so I missed out on the hype. But I'm kind of glad I did because I spoil shit for myself way too hard.
Okay.
And I know as soon as those books came in, I would have been looking at the back. And actually, I did it to one of them because I just wanted to know who died.
I do the same thing.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it was Dumbledore.
What?
That was the big because when I worked at the bookstore, I think Goblet of Fire had already come out in book form, and we definitely had a lockdown notice on Order of the Phoenix.
Well, because Sirius dies in that one.
Yes,
And that was the big thing. Well, don't you remember when they were doing their midnight releases? Some jackals were driving by bookstores and screaming at children. Dumbledore dies at the end.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I do kinda
ruining
remember
it.
that.
I mean, terrible.
That's awful.
Terrible.
Weren't they also because the release was like wintertime, and they were driving by with water balloons,
Oh, I
throwing
don't
them at
remember
them too?
about that.
Or is that just every, wait in line and let's treat them like assholes because they're waiting in line?
No, I didn't hear about that.
yeah, because the guy with the water balloon is definitely not the asshole.
No, that's fine. You don't ruin the end of the book to children. That's terrible. Now, I really enjoyed this one, but the more I think about it, the more I think about how J.K. Rowling is taking a lot of liberties with herself and changing things. And
Give an example.
Yeah, what do you mean?
well, one of the big things that people are griping about is McGonagall makes an appearance in this movie. And I wrote it down. So, she was born in 1935 is what was in the books, established. And she went back to Hogwarts in 1956 to work there because she worked for the ministry for 2 years and then went back to Hogwarts to work there. So she wasn't even born when this movie is occurring because this movie is occurring in 1927.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So that was.
So she's just.
Wait, which one was she? Which one was.
McGonagall's the...
She's the Animagus. She was the transfiguration teacher in the Harry Potter books, the old lady.
Maggie Smith.
Yes,
Yeah.
Downton Abbey.
Okay.
And then in this new one, she was when Dumbledore is with the students, when the ministry comes to him and he's with the students and he dismisses the kids, she's the one who walks them out.
Well,
Okay.
That's all well and good, except for the fact that Harry Potter takes place in the 90s, which means if she was born in the 30s, that would make her...
Super old.
Yeah, like 60s, in her 60s.
Okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that...
But also, too, I mean, you got to think of, Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series is in his hundreds, right? Mm-hmm. So...
They've lived longer.
Right.
Yeah, but he's Jude Law.
Yeah, yeah.
I think one day he's Jude Law up until the day he wakes up,
And then he's just Dumbledore. With
Yeah.
the long
Old man.
beard and the
It's
robes.
It's
Yeah.
now it's time to wear robes.
There was no
Yeah.
transition there.
Speaking of which, let's kind of segue into that. What did you guys think of Jude Law playing Dumbledore?
I loved it.
Sexy Dumbledore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sexy
That was
Dumbledore.
the big hashtag thing,
Yeah.
I think, was Sexy Dumbledore.
I wanted to see some Jude Law makeout scenes in that mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the mirror. Which is, I guess, kind of... Do you think that she was planning on doing this all along? Because it was like a big bombshell when she was like, yeah, you guys know Dumbledore's gay, right? And everybody was like, what?
Yeah, well, okay, so in the first or second one, it was with the OG Dumbledore where Harry first finds that mirror, and Dumbledore says, it's what you most want. It's your biggest want or whatever. And so he saw his kids, and Harry asked Dumbledore, what did you see in it? But I don't know, for me, seeing him in the mirror with Grindlewald, I almost didn't believe it because, is that what he wants the most? Is that what he's wanting, or was that just to further the plot?
I didn't even think about that. Does the mirror lie?
Does Dumbledore lie?
It's not supposed to.
I don't know. So then you have to take it for what it is. That is really what he wants at that given time. You know,
Or maybe that's just what he's thinking really hard about.
for our benefit.
Yeah.
He was just thinking about a past experience, though, right? He wasn't
I
thinking.
guess.
He wasn't thinking about a future. He was thinking about being young and having this blood pact with his best friend.
Which we didn't know there was a blood pact until she wrote this either. Like
Okay.
that wasn't a thing that him and Grindelwald had in the Harry Potter universe. They never really said, like they just, like they dueled. And that was another thing online is people were questioning the blood pact because when Dumbledore and Grindelwald have their big fight, it also involves Dumbledore's other brother, Aberforth, and Ariana, their sister, is there, and that's how she dies. And nobody knew who killed her because it was all like going back and forth. So it's like, how are they having that fight if they have a blood pact?
Right.
At what point did that? I love the movie, but I just feel like there's a lot of she's changing things.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of the stuff that you're mentioning isn't in any of the movies.
No, it's book
so
stuff.
this is more like movie prequel instead of book prequel.
I guess I could go for that because she is writing it as she's going, and it's only being put in book form as the playwright. Like the second movie is in book form as the playwright.
So
So I can see that.
what was my question going to be? I don't remember. So that means this movie basically establishes that Dumbledore's sister drowns.
No, she didn't drown. She was killed in their feud, like when they were having their, their wand fights.
But but in this movie, she's already dead
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she drowned.
No, she didn't.
she didn't drown.
She didn't drown. That's what Debbie's saying. That she died.
in a magic fight.
Right. She didn't drown. She never drowned.
I feel like they established the fact that since this kid is supposed to be Dumbledore's brother, the woman that we see sinking in the water after...
No, that was just that. So she switched because Lita. So you're questioning the Lita scene.
Yes.
Okay, so Lita switched out her brother with that other baby, and that other baby was Credence.
Yes, but...
Her brother, no, she's a Lestrange.
You're missing the point.
Okay, so the mother of the
that
other
thinks
baby.
the woman that's in the water reaching for who's supposed to be the baby that got switched out for.
That was like the nanny.
Okay.
The little short.
No, not
No.
that one.
Okay.
Okay, so there was a woman who was
like in a
maybe
red
the
dress.
mother. She had dark hair, and she grabbed what she thought was her baby, what was actually Credence. And so they're in the boat.
they don't ever say who she is, because that's the thing. If Credence is really related to Dumbledore, then who is that woman? Because Dumbledore's mom and dad already have their own past stories, so she would have to like finagle that somehow.
So if he is Dumbledore's brother, then how does he fit in? How did that happen?
Well, see, that's the thing, because Dumbledore's mom dies at a certain point, and I forget how, and then his dad gets sent to Azkaban and apparently never escapes, because when Sirius Black escapes in the Harry Potter novels, that's the first time anybody ever has,
Okay.
which is why it's such a huge deal.
Right.
So it would have had to have been before that if it's his father that fathered the child.
But also kind of talk about how what we talked about when we write out the day afterwards, that when you were saying that, is he actually his brother?
Yeah, so the other thought is it could all just be a lie, that Grindelwald is committing another crime by lying to Credence to try to get Credence to then kill Dumbledore, because he knows he can't go against Dumbledore,
Okay.
so he's going to use Credence.
And they made it pretty clear in the beginning of the movie that he's a master manipulator.
Right.
He will get you to do what he wants, and that's why they took his tongue, because he was saying things that were so good that he was getting people to change sides. So it almost stands to reason that Credence is not a Dumbledore, and that is a...
It would just have to be a lot of storytelling for that to connect, I think.
Right.
What else was that kid in?
Credence,
He's Flash.
the Flash.
in Justice League.
Was he in anything else? Because I didn't see that. He just
I
looks really
feel like
familiar.
he has been.
Yes, and I'm gonna have to look it up because I cannot think of it.
I guess it's not that. I mean, maybe I do recognize him from the Justice League movies trailers, but he just looked really familiar. Like when even being all scruffy and everything, it's like I've seen this guy in something before, but oh well.
I will say I loved how they showed Newt's house with all the magical creatures inside.
Yeah.
That was super cute.
Yeah.
Because that's the extender spell that like Hermione uses, to make her. And then they use for the tent scene and Goblet of Fire. So I really like that. And then all the cute little animals.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I feel like it was a little bit more in depth, even like in his suitcase when he was traveling to New York. Like I feel like there were more animals and there was more going on there then. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
The only problem I have is that they didn't explain what was her name, Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, the helper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw an interview and Eddie Redmayne was saying how J.K. had written like this 2-page little mini story about the relationship between him and her. And, he played off of that as far as like what their relationship was. And I'm like, I wish we would have seen that because it's like she was just there and then she wasn't.
Yeah, there was no. I guess there really wasn't a reason to delve more into it though, because like she wasn't
But
really.
she seemed like she was sweet on him, and it's like, well, why show that?
Everybody's sweet on him.
I know he's so cute. He's so cute.
Yeah, just Justice League is really what you would know him from.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
I was really surprised that they killed off Lita Lestrange so quickly. I thought she would have been more of a major player.
Yeah, because you need some evil Lestrange at some point to.
And then Queenie went bad. I did not like that.
I didn't see that one. I mean, I kind of did, but I was not expecting that.
Well, she didn't go bad. She just did what she thought was right.
I know, but and that's the other thing, and I wrote that in my notes. Like, I don't understand how Queenie is not seeing through Grindlewald, because she can read minds. So, and then the other thing is wouldn't she notice if he was blocking her and then think, well, that seems weird.
But maybe it's that she believes in what he's selling.
Well, there's also that his little female friend that silenced her voices when she touched her shoulder.
That's true.
Oh, maybe a spell was put on her?
I don't know.
Or maybe she's just happy that she
thankful
doesn't,
that she doesn't
have to hear everybody's thoughts.
Or I guess that's why they did that, so then you can turn it off and then they can mold her
Yeah.
preemptively.
Yeah, she'll turn around.
She's got to. You know what's going to happen? She's going to turn around. She's going to have some kind of redemption, and then she's going to die.
Probably.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to happen that way.
Did you guys feel that Newt and I'm drawing a blank on his name now, Kowalski, right? Kowalski, like their relationship, like in the first one was like really funny, really awesome, but in this one it was just really kind of like separated and like, oh, I know you and we work together. Okay, cool, let's do it.
I thought it was friendly enough. There was a lot more. It seemed like there was a lot more serious stuff going on.
Yeah, it was high level
Right.
stress.
Because
His girl's gone.
Most of that first movie, like he's literally just trying to capture beasts that got out, as opposed to the whole basis of this movie is people want to kill this kid.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That, and they both had like separate agendas too. Like Kowalski wanted, what's her name?
Queenie.
back. And yeah, Newt had his own plans.
How
he had a
long
quest
between
of
the
his
two
own.
movies? What's the time frame between the two? It's got to be
I think it was just a year
a year. That sounds about right.
or two.
Do you remember what it said at the end of the first one when Queenie walks in?
Oh, how long it had been?
Yeah, because it said like a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm just thinking time frame wise.
Yeah. I liked how they showed Nicholas Flamel. That was cute because they talk about him so much in the other movies.
Just the first one, right?
Well, they reference him other times, I think, in the books, but it was just cute to see him in person. All janky.
Okay, so with that was one thing I was not impressed with was that guy's makeup.
Nicholas Flamel.
Was he okay? Now, granted, I know he was supposed to be really old, but was that a really young guy in old makeup, or was that a
had to
middle-aged
have been.
man that they made older? Because that was like, I just didn't think it looked good.
Well, he's not supposed to look good.
Okay, maybe that. I mean, I don't know enough about him.
He's like 600 years old at this point. He dies like in the early 90s because that's when they destroy the Sorcerer's Stone, and yeah, he doesn't look good.
Although I thought that was absolutely hilarious when he's like, "Nice to meet you." Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I feel like when they put young people in old makeup, it's so you can make them young again at some point in the movie or show them young in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, which maybe we may get like more of a backstory, or maybe there was a backstory that they cut out.
Right.
Now I got to see what this guy looks like without makeup.
Who's the actor who played him?
I don't remember. Actually, I don't know if I know who he is. He looked somewhat familiar,
Yeah, he
but
did.
he looked like
Somebody
square
with lots
faced
of
old
makeup.
guy.
I just loved the way he walked. It was really cute.
What'd you guys think about the big bombshell with? Well, I don't want to call it a bombshell, but the big reveal with Nagini.
That was mind blown. Which raises a whole bunch of other questions.
Such as?
Well, how does Nagini meet Tom Riddle, and what is their relationship? Because he was putting Horcruxes and things that meant things to him. So obviously Nagini meant something to him. So now the big theory is, well, it could somehow Nagini be his mother, which doesn't go along with his backstory, but I guess they could kind of finagle it too. I'm not really sure. But it just seems like they've got to be related somehow.
So Tom Riddle would have been born in the, like the 50s?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's not out of the realm.
Yes.
It just depends on when her blood curse.
Actually takes full effect.
Right.
Did they say who gave her the blood curse, or is it just you have it? It's kind of like herpes. You just have it and
I
you
think
can't
you
get rid
just
of
get
it.
it. Yeah.
I rubbed the wrong tree or something,
Yeah. Don't lick that snake.
So,
So many bad jokes I can make.
speaking of things that you might be born with, Hermione's parents,
Yes.
are either of them wizards?
No, they're both muggles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how does she know she's a wizard?
Well, she would have gotten her. I don't know. I guess when she started doing that, I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, is it kind of like when Dumbledore came to Tom Riddle? It was just like they can sense that, and it's almost like I kind of relate it to like Professor X using Cerebro to find new mutants and go recruit them.
Yeah, my only thing is in this movie, they make it seem like there's no wizards that have non-wizard parents. Or maybe it's just the entire this entire story functions on the Society of Purebloods.
Yeah, it's focusing. Grindlewald also wanted purebloods, and
Yeah.
he wanted to be above the humans because he thought they were better.
Okay.
Were there only like a few purebloods though in this movie because they were specifically trying to target. I'm trying to think of his name. I lost it.
Oh, the one guy.
The kid, and then Lita.
Oh, Credence. you mean?
Credence, yeah.
I keep wanting to say Crassus.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was supposed to be a pureblood, right? But they were like focusing on that. So are there only like a few purebloods, or?
Well, I think
I mean the family trees are dying down for sure because you can only have sex between
So many
yourself so many
families.
times, yeah,
Right.
before you start having.
and that I don't even know if I want to get into that.
Well, it seems like in this movie, all the wizards are primarily pureblood. Because it would stand to reason that everybody that's on Team Grindelwald is pureblood.
Yeah, the whole
That whole auditorium
was
Yeah.
purebloods, right?
Yeah, but I just wonder, like, okay, so down the blood, not necessarily that they have a Muggle parent, but maybe they have a Muggle grandparent or great grandparent or something like that. Like, is that what they're talking about? Like that?
Well,
kind
normally, if you're in a like wizarding family, you normally have a child that's a witch or a wizard. Like in the Harry Potter series, Filch, he works there, and the reason why he works there is because he had magical parents, but he didn't ever get any magic. And you
What a
sometimes
loser.
yeah, and you sometimes see him like Harry catches him like sometimes like like how to do magic, like the basics or whatever, because he can't do it. So I mean, that's what's rare is to have a non-magical child. So
Then completely off subject, but that kind of makes sense now why he got so upset when
Well,
Mrs. Norris died or was frozen or whatever, because he didn't know that it could be undone.
yeah, well, he's just salty in general because he
Right.
has no magic.
Real quick side note back to Flamel. Brontis Jodorowsky? Jodorowsky?
Sure.
That's what he looks like without makeup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, listeners, you can't see it, but look him up.
Could you spell that for them?
Yeah, Jodorowsky.
That was his last name?
That's his last name.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else has he been in?
Not much. Only 22 things since the 70s.
No.
He must have known somebody.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to turn out that he was a hidden Skarsgård.
Yeah, right.
Right? Yeah, nothing really. And mostly foreign films as well. Born in Mexico and did a lot of acting in Mexico. So, yeah.
So maybe he's in a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie.
You never know.
Right.
What else you got? All right.
We went through all your notes already?
Yeah, I told you I didn't write that many.
Oh, it looked like you have like a page.
What was
Page and a
your
half.
least favorite beast out of the movie?
His favorite
Sorry.
beast.
Least favorite beast.
Oh, probably the bird that kind of freaked out Kowalski.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The bird?
Yeah,
It
when
was, like,
he's
in the-
walking
the
down the
window.
stairs. It was just an annoying bird.
The owl. Yeah.
Probably
Or ish, owlish.
Yeah.
Probably the Minister of Magic Law Enforcement. Or whatever he
The
is.
cats.
No.
Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
the douchebag in the hat that's in charge of everybody.
Oh.
Wait, now I'm drawing a blank.
The guy the guy that's literally the head of Magic Law Enforcement.
Oh, that guy. No, I meant like legit beast.
I know,
Okay. Okay.
I'm saying he's an animal.
I really did not like the seaweed horse.
Kelpie?
Yeah. Cute name, but
I thought it was
a fail.
really.
I thought it was cool how they did it, though.
When he came out of the water, I thought that was really neat. You could see actually the
Yeah.
form of the face, and that was interesting. But yeah, under the underwater scenes, I thought were odd.
It was just like a filler that didn't necessarily need, and then that goes along with the whole old girl, whatever her name is, Buttons or Booty or whatever.
Bunty.
Bunty.
Buddy.
Whatever.
Buddy.
Yeah, like that whole scene was just kind of like, I feel like it was like a test audience. They're like, we need a little bit more here.
It almost felt like they were like, oh, we got to add in the magical creatures.
Yeah, kind of. Right.
Let's just throw them in here.
I wasn't overly impressed with the spirit cats.
Oh, they were cute. They were called
You have one. What
the
is it?
Madagots.
Madagots? Maggots? That's what
I thought they were
maggots.
cute when they became kittens.
That was funny. What was
Then
the
they were very
adorable.
CG. They looked like just CGI versions of Sabrina the Teenage Witch's cat.
Yeah. What was the whole purpose of them changing?
Well, they're spirit animals. They were the protectors of that room.
Why did they change?
I don't know. They got out of the room.
So they went into a graveyard and turned into regular old kitty cats?
Sure.
I didn't get that.
Well, let me write JK and tell her that you didn't like it.
Yeah, would you
Please
please?
do. We're doing a podcast.
She's pretty
and-
responsive on Twitter. I'm sure you
She
could.
is
Really?
pretty. Yeah, she is pretty responsive.
What was your least favorite beast? I'm sorry, Sarah. Did you even answer? Yes, sorry. Yeah, you said the owl. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one either. I don't know. I wasn't really opposed to any of them.
Okay.
None of them hurt my feelings by being there.
Are we all agreeing that the big Chinese kitty was probably the best one?
The
Yeah.
Zouwu?
I really like
Yeah,
them.
I'll
Ding,
give
ding,
you
ding,
that.
ding, ding.
It doesn't
Little
matter.
cat toy.
Doesn't
That's
matter
cute.
if it's a teacup little kitten cat or something that's 400 feet long. It's still gonna like something that rings and shakes.
Yeah, get that
right.
cat toy.
It's so funny. Surprised he didn't sprinkle some catnip. That'd have been good.
Yeah, they were cute. Or it was cute. And the baby nifflers were really cute too. Messing up his house.
That was adorable.
What about the you guys have any thoughts on the okay, so we kind of already established that Credence may or may not be a Dumbledore. What do you think about the Phoenix?
Well, that's why I assumed he was a Dumbledore. I mean, because you can't just get your hands on a phoenix, one would think.
I don't know.
And,
I mean,
and the
like,
thing with that, I'm sorry. The thing with that is, I'm still going to keep going.
that's okay.
That's so rude. And I'm still going to keep going. The thing with that is he got that, that bird came to him before he met up with Grindelwald. So either like Grindelwald was like, deep planning and somehow getting that bird to him before they even met up, or it really is true.
I mean, I don't know if this it can happen in that world, but could he make you see things that aren't really there, as like a spell of some sort?
I mean, he's a wizard. He can do whatever he wants.
So yeah, that I don't know.
I feel like they just have to loosely tie him into fire somehow, because if they do the opposite, then there's too many Creedence Clearwater Revival jokes.
Oh God, yeah, right.
I was like a half a second ahead of the storyline as everything was being revealed to us. So when they showed the little bird again, I was like, oh, no. And then when he started talking about did you know about the Dumbledore family getting phoenixes? And I was like, no. And then he did this and I was like, oh. And then he's like, you're a Dumbledore. And I was like, oh my God. And it was all like a half a step before.
Right.
It was just mind blown and I couldn't handle it.
Do you think that it was you could read through it like too soon?
No.
Okay, so you were just like right as you were just like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't want to be behind the storyline. You don't want them to be throwing all of this stuff in your face, and you're still going, huh? And then they do a reveal, and you're like, oh.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of, I have a name now, so I'm just going to go ahead and blow up a mountain like I'm Goku.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I thought that same thing.
Well,
You're
he's
gonna look like
learning how to
Goku.
do powers because he's never.
He's throwing a Kamehameha.
Well, he's never done like real magic. He's always been like that.
The shape shifting,
Yeah.
whatever.
The floating venom.
Just
Yeah.
because he has a name now, he can do magic.
Did well he gave him
Maybe.
he gave him a wand.
Yeah, I
too.
gave him the wand.
Oh,
That helps like.
And if he wasn't magical, the wand wouldn't have done anything. So.
was
Right.
that one of the... that wand looked familiar. Is that the Deathly Hallows wand?
No, he didn't give him the Elder Wand.
you sure?
No. Grindelwald's wand is the Elder Wand
Okay.
because Dumbledore gets the Elder Wand back when he defeats Grindelwald when they have their huge fight.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking forward
When
to the huge
he
fight.
defeats him.
I guess we're going to have to wait like 7 movies before we see that fight. But
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find his wand just to see if it looked familiar to me. And like one of the first articles that comes up, it says Fantastic Beasts 2 biggest plot hole is the Elder Wand.
Oh. No, you know whose wand it looks like? It looks like Voldemort's wand.
Oh,
It's the square black kind of bedpost looking wand.
sure.
Well, no. You said it looked like Voldemort?
I think that's Voldemort's
Voldemort's is white, and it has the skull looking thing on
Son
the
of
end.
a bitch. I don't know whose wand is what, but I definitely remember seeing that wand before.
Nothing's really coming up. I think it's just too soon. I think.
I mean, how does he even know if that's his wand? The wand didn't choose him. He didn't go to Ollivander's.
No, I mean, it let him blew up a mountain, so it's got to be somebody's wand.
It very much does look like the Elder Wand, except black. If this is the right one, does that look familiar?
No, the one I'm thinking of was definitely like angular,
It looked like
squared.
chopsticks.
Yeah, kind of. Chopsticks if it was
Fatter.
yeah, and had
Fatter
like a
chopsticks.
bedpost kind of
Yeah.
motif to it.
Harry's wand is very plain, isn't it? It's just it's
a
the
stick.
smooth wood. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's got like the bark down at the bottom and then
Yeah.
it's smooth.
I don't know.
Maybe it's Snape's wand. What's Snape's wand look like?
Snape's wand is black.
Smooth, black, 2 or 3 ridges on it, not much. A little veiny.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Wow.
I keep getting wrapped up in this goddamn cord. Sorry.
That's all right.
We're gonna hang this.
It's hard to make a wireless recording studio.
All right.
But yeah, overall, as much as I've nitpicked it, I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna go see it a couple more times before it leaves theaters.
Scale
And I
of 1
gotta
to
take
10.
Dexter.
Okay, let's say scale of 1 to 10 in the HP universe.
Well, I mean, it's brand new and it's new and shiny, so of course I like
Okay.
it a lot.
Okay.
I give it a solid 9,
Ooh, really?
but she's gotta make everything work now for me.
What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? Or like of everything, what do you consider the top movie of the franchise?
My favorite is the very last one, but that's just because I really liked that book, because that's where you really learn about Snape.
Okay.
I'd agree with that for the simple fact is like that's where like the huge action sequence and everything really happens.
See, that doesn't. That's not. It's all like the last book of the series was really cool because you learn a lot of information about Dumbledore, about Snape, about the oh my god, the triangle. Oh my god.
Deathly Hallows.
Yes. Shit. What the
Wow.
name of the book is about.
Yes.
But yeah, you learn a lot of the backstory, and they go on this whole adventure trying to find the Horcruxes, and they stay in Sirius's old house way longer than what you see because they have to brew the polyjuice potion, and that takes like a month. So the whole time they're there, they're like investigating, and so I just really liked that book the most, and so that's the movie I like the most. Is
Okay.
the very last one.
I was
'Cause you
think-
see parts of it.
I was debating whether or not I like Prisoner of Azkaban the most, but then the more I thought about that one is, despite all the things I like about that movie, I can't get over the meme of, I'm sure you know that nothing can bring your parents back, Harry, except for the time turner. We'll use that to save Buckbeak.
Oh yes.
No, the time turner only goes back like a short amount of
Hours,
time.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't go long distances.
Yeah, but still, I can't get that
Okay.
out of my head.
So couldn't you? Is it? Oh, yeah, this is whatever. But time turner, right? Goes back a couple hours. Couldn't you turn back the time when you were a couple hours ago and keep doing that and doing that and doing that infinitely?
I guess so, but
So it could save his parents. Plot hole.
I don't know. Probably not.
All she did was flick it, right?
Well, in
And
the
it starts
book, in the
spinning?
movie, yeah. But you have to like set dials. I don't think it goes back that far, and then it brings you right back. You know, like they had to be exactly because then it came back all together on them.
Gotcha.
So I guess, yeah, so I'm not going to put 3 on the top of my list, but I'd probably put Order of the Phoenix as my favorite Harry
That's
Potter
good.
movie, but I still think that I would put the Fantastic Beasts above those.
I really
See-
like the first one.
Order of the Phoenix is my most hated, and that's because I absolutely hate bitch face.
Yeah.
Helena
face.
Bonham Carter?
No.
No, Professor Umbridge.
Oh, yeah.
I hate her so much.
Oh, that's that one? I was getting confused. Maybe it is Half Blood Prince that I'm thinking of. I
Yeah,
don't know,
Order of
whatever.
the Phoenix is where they form Dumbledore's army, and Bitchface takes over Hogwarts, and I fucking hate her. And whoever that actress was that they cast for the movie did such a great job. I fucking hate that movie. Like, I cannot. And every time Dexter sees it on TV, because I still watch it, but anytime he sees her on TV, he's like, I really like the way she dresses, because she always dresses all in pink, and it
Yeah.
looks very fuzzy.
It had to be so itchy.
I know. He's like, she looks like she dresses nice. She looks like a nice lady. She's not a nice lady, but
Yeah.
he always says she dresses like one.
And the things I like about what I like about the last movie is the action scenes.
Yeah.
And we get all that in, like, probably even higher in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. That was one cool thing. There was just a lot of magic, a lot of action sequences, and even if they weren't very long, they were pretty detailed and well done.
Because I feel the things I didn't like about the last Harry Potter movie, I think was because I never read the books.
Yeah, same here.
And I think there was way too much 11th hour reveal about like Snape and Dumbledore. It's like they should have built up to this as opposed to, oh, now we're just going to drop this on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I definitely could have done without the, 20 years later scene.
Oh, that was got to be the worst thing in the entire series. Like, I get
mean,
they
it's in
had
the
to
book.
do. I get they had to do it, but like, it did not look good. They could have CG'd him better than that. But I guess for
I
some,
think CG him, it was just
I think they
makeup.
just did makeup.
yeah,
And then put Ron in a fat suit.
yeah, it just did not look good. That was bad.
It was a lot of really pale makeup is, I think, the problem. And it just seemed like a lot of powder.
I know this will never.
We have to
probably
wait
never
10
happen.
years to see how much they look like
Well,
those guys.
I would love to see them go back and refilm that for like a like anniversary collection or something like that. Refilm that scene while they're older.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be awesome. But
be cool.
will that happen? Probably not. Not to mention, what's her name? Hermione looks. She's like you. She just doesn't age. You know what I'm saying? From 10 years, 20 years, you basically look the same. So it's like, yeah, I don't know that would actually work.
Luna is on Dancing with the Stars right now.
Stores? Isn't they dancing with the stores?
Neville's going to be like, we can CG my six pack into those
Yeah,
movies.
right.
Yeah, right?
That's crazy. Between the first one and the second one, do you think there's enough? Okay, so do you think there's enough tie-in? What I'm asking probably is, do you actually have to see the first one to see the second one? If you know enough about Harry Potter, do you actually? Well, I'm assuming that you have already seen it, but do you need to see the first one to see the second one?
I don't think so.
I feel like you can pick up on it pretty quickly.
There's very few. Yeah, as I say, it's almost a standalone movie.
With the exception of Queenie, everything's pretty
Queenie
well
and
defined.
Kowalski and
Yeah, those relationships.
Yeah,
Other than
that's
that,
about it,
there's
really.
nothing that really ties it together.
right. They didn't really focus
just-
on his suitcase at all either.
No. I just want to see how they tie in Newt to this whole series. Because,
He was kind of a secondary character in this one.
well, and, when you watch the Harry Potter stuff or read the books, like, I don't remember Newt being that big of a deal. And if he's like helping, along the ways, either nobody wrote about him or he didn't want anybody to, or he like made sure no credit went his way.
Well, isn't he kind of doing things under Dumbledore's not command, but is asking him? So it's like kind of like covert ops,
I guess, yeah.
So he's doing all this stuff behind the scenes, and he's just
Covert
not.
ops, except everybody knows who he is. And
Yeah.
where
I
he
mean,
is.
Dumbledore's using Newt and Grindelwald's using Credence.
So
Because they both can't move on each other. I keep hitting everything
So
over here.
here's something that you might want to think about is like, is there going to be a big showdown between like Dumbledore and Grindelwald and then Newt and Credence? Because Credence
Well,
is...
that's the thing. Like, that's not what happens in the final battle with them.
What does happen?
I don't remember.
Oh. What you talking about between Dumbledore and...
Grindelwald.
Yeah. No, I'm more asking about Credence and... Because, Newt looks at him as like a creature. Because of the obscurity? Obscuro. So... Will he have a hard time trying to fight him?
I feel like they're not.
Newt would never hurt a fly.
I don't feel like they're gonna drag the Credence thing out the entire series. I think Credence will probably be taken care of in the next movie.
You think?
Yeah.
As in, like, dispatched of, or...
Or whatever. Like his
Okay.
his storyline will probably
end.
resolve within the next movie, just because now he's going to be the weapon. He's the Death
Yeah.
Star for the next movie.
Sure.
And you can only drag that out for so long.
Right.
Right. And then, like I said, I don't know how it would connect to the others. So, yeah, get rid of him in the third movie and then you don't have to worry about it.
I feel like we'll eventually start doing some time jumps and like skip ahead years, and then by the last movie of the quadrilogy or however whatever.
How would you say that? What's 5?
Penta something, I don't know.
Yeah. Pentology?
Sure, why not? But at any rate, at that point, we're probably going to have the beginnings of Tom Riddle.
See, and that's what I was
I would
thinking,
expect
too.
Tom Riddle to be revealed in the second to last movie, and then
Which would tie in with the whole Nagini thing. Why she's in it. Sorry.
it's all right. But yeah, that's where I think that's probably going to end up.
I could see that.
Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, it seems like, I mean, for what we're seeing right now, it seems like there's a lot of movie left to tie in.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why they have a lot of movies left to tie it in.
No. I meant like there's a lot of space to fill up story that I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, I'm sure she'll do fine.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm sure she's probably got like a nice outline of the next 5 movies after the Harry Potter universe in case Warner Brothers wants that set of movies too.
Like
And they would
continuing
be-
Harry?
Oh,
Yeah.
they would be dumb if they didn't.
Right.
I'm sure she's got the next 5 after like present day now, ready to go if need
Cursed
be.
Child?
Yeah, she could do Harry's son. Because that could be its own storyline because he's kind of a fucking shithead.
And it could work good because that would put Daniel Radcliffe quite a bit older.
I don't think he's going to come back to Harry Potter.
Come on.
Oh, if they give him he's not doing a lot right
no.
now.
He's doing a lot of indie stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because he wants to get away. He loves doing plays, though.
Yeah.
He likes to be naked in horse plays, and he likes to be a farting sled man.
Yes.
And,
Great movie.
That movie was hilarious.
I laughed.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
good.
you've got to see that. And Horns. Horns was another great
I
movie that
haven't
he
seen
was in.
I feel like you can easily waive a payday big enough to get.
Here's $60 million
Yeah.
for one movie.
I think he wants.
where
to,
do I sign?
I don't
This
think
is
he
what
wants
we-
his name attached to it.
This is
anymore.
what we would pay Johnny Depp to be in this movie. So
Right.
we don't need Johnny Depp, so we're gonna get you.
Yeah, maybe not now, but in 15 years when
Yeah, maybe.
that
I mean,
movie...
he's still gonna have Harry Potter fuck you money.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Forever. His
Yeah.
kids will.
Yeah.
All the because he's getting residual checks from Freeform every time they air that movie, which is 17 times a day.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys noticed that when they show those movies on Freeform, there's stuff that's not in the actual movies?
So that's a thing. So, and yes, because those are extras that are not seen anywhere else except for there.
I know.
They paid for that, and that's the same way with something else. Because my dad told me about that a long time ago. Certain networks can have like bonus like material thrown into the movie that you won't see in anything else. Like you won't see it in the DVDs with the 100 hours of bonus features. Like it just won't be there.
Yeah, that drives me up the
And
wall.
it's added in scenes, and that's why I watch it all the time, because I swear to God, every time I watch the movie on TV, I notice something different.
There has to be like a renegade cut online that has those
Something.
mixed in for a DVD release, so you can actually watch that without commercials.
Right.
There was, when I was a kid, the Dune movie
yeah.
with Kyle MacLachlan. Fox was like a new channel. It was like right around the time Married with Children started, but they had, this would have been 97, so like 3 years after the movie came out.
Okay.
A whole extra like half hour to 45 minutes of the movie that it only aired like once or twice, and that was it. You couldn't see those ever again.
Oh wow.
But I remember succinctly, however you say that word, because they were advertising, because Star Trek: The Next Generation had just started, and Patrick Stewart's in it. It's like, and that was the top billing, and he's only in it for like maybe 5 minutes of the
Oh
movie.
really? Yeah.
Or maybe 10 minutes if you like
Piece it all together. Sure.
piece it all together. But it's like, man, and a little more because of the extent thing. But top billing, Star Trek's Patrick Stewart and Kyle MacLachlan, like
Right.
character gets second billing.
Well, that's like what we were watching The Mask. Mm-hmm. So they, you know how you go on cable and it shows you who's in it and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey was not listed at all.
Yeah, he wasn't in the menu.
As like description, it was like
What?
It had
Stanley
Cameron
Ipkiss
Diaz
does
and
this,
somebody
and-
else.
And then it said it had whatever his name was, Tyrell or whatever his name was, and Cameron Diaz and so on and so forth. No Jim Carrey
How
on there.
bizarre.
It's like weird.
I know.
Dennis Miller? No, it's not Dennis Miller. It was Richard Jenney. Richard Jenney's in that movie. I knew there was a comedian that was in that movie, and I was like, who was it? Because I had only seen that movie a couple times.
Sure.
Because for some reason, I was just thinking about like 90s comics that were in movies, and that was one of them. What got me thinking about it was I watched a Mystery Science Theater, and there was this guy who looked really familiar. So I had to look him up, and the only thing that I actually recognized him from, like he did a bunch of really bad action movies, but he played the neighbor in this movie called Madhouse that had John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley and Dennis Miller in it.
That sounds familiar.
It's a great movie.
I'm
Okay.
almost certain I've seen that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a great movie, but yeah, he was the neighbor with a bunch of kids and his daughter that always bounced on the trampoline outside the bathroom window.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
But it got me thinking about Dennis Miller, and then was Dennis Miller in The Mask? No, Dennis Miller was in the movie with Sandra Bullock. Richard Jeni was in The Mask.
Gotcha.
So that was my weird tangent. In
There
my
you
brain.
go. Yeah, but we can't really, like we did with Venom, we can't really tie in like a shit ton of previous or other movie reviews with this. I mean, kind of with Harry Potter, but...
Did you guys see the trailer for Mortal Engines?
Yes.
God, that movie looks good. I want to see that movie.
Did you
so
read
bad.
those books?
I didn't know they were books.
Well, it's not...
Are they
called-
books? I thought it was just...
It's not Mortal Engines, is it? No, it's Mortal... What's the book's called? Mortal something, right?
No, I think they are called Mortal and.
Then what's the movie called?
Mortal Something is a series of books, and they made some really bad movies. It was they were basically Twilight-esque kind of stuff. They had to deal with like immortal teenagers or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mortal Engines is what it's called, but it's by Philip Reeve. It's 4 novels.
Okay. Yeah, no, the Mortal something or other. God, I can't remember what that was, but it had the guy that played King Arthur in the Stars Camelot series. And that was like the last thing he did until he was except I actually think he's the young Grindelwald in
Immortal Instrument. Yeah.
Mortal
Mortal
Instruments.
Instruments. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying. If you
Yeah,
had
no.
just said my name, I would have been like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think that was I think he was the
I
one who
was
was
reading.
I think he was who was young Grindelwald
He
in
is,
the
because
mirror.
he was also young Grindelwald in the Harry Potter movies, which was like a big tie-in to them. Because when they do flashbacks, so I'm pretty sure it was in the last book, so it was in one of the last 2 movies. But it's a flashback, you see, because it's when Voldemort is trying to track down the Elder Wand. So he goes to a very old Grindelwald rotting away in Azkaban to figure out where the Elder Wand is, and he says, "You know where it is," and that's when he goes and gets it from Dumbledore's grave.
Oh, so they put old makeup on that kid? Or I guess he's not a kid.
No, they used a super old man for that scene, but they flash back. It flashes back in that scene
I
to
see what you're
show young Grindelwald.
I guess
And it's like a real, like, quick snippet. And yeah, he is in Twilight because he's one of the Volturi.
Oh, he is in he's in Twilight too.
He's in the last one, Breaking Dawn. Part 2.
God, those were horrible movies.
I loved him. But I am also agreeing with you.
Okay. Well, so Mortal Engines is something that I'm interested in seeing. So
I love steampunk.
maybe that might be a December episode.
I also
or
have
Aquaman.
I also had a suggestion.
Okay.
Maybe a double feature of Aquaman and then the PG-13 Deadpool.
Yeah, because we're totally seeing the Deadpool that's coming out.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't know there was.
So they're making a PG-13 Deadpool. It's only going to be in theaters for 2 weeks. And it's
something
going to
like
have extra stuff in it that you
Like 40 minutes of extra stuff.
yeah, like extra stuff you've never seen before. So it's going to be like a whole nother new movie, but it's PG-13, and they're giving proceeds to like cancer treatment or something.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Is this
Yeah,
the
fuck cancer.
original Deadpool or Deadpool 2?
2.
Okay, that's the PG-13 version.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
they've made
gosh.
3 versions of this movie.
Yes,
Wait, what's the second version?
the
The
unrated,
unrated
version.
Yeah.
That's the one
Oh.
that came out on DVD, like to buy it, and it
Oh.
was a completely different movie when you watch that.
Oh,
one,
we
too.
never saw that.
No, we haven't seen that one.
Yeah, you
yet.
gotta watch that. It's different music. The jokes make sense, like because there's like running jokes throughout the whole movie, and
Yeah.
there's several of them, and they make sense because some of the jokes they left in the movie, and then some of them they cut out, and it makes sense to just leave them all in there.
Okay.
They also got Fred Savage to do the promo.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
And I'm not sure if he's actually
it.
if they're actually setting it up like Princess Bride and telling a story.
I hope you.
I
So
feel like that's where they're going
for
with
the
it.
listeners, if you haven't seen it, Nick is showing me a picture where
There's a whole trailer.
Yeah, you gotta watch
Oh,
the
it's the
trailer.
whole trailer?
Trailer,
Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
watch the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go watch the trailer because it's Fred Savage in bed like he is in the Princess Bride with Deadpool in the Peter Falk role as the grandfather
Reading the story.
in a suit with a Santa hat reading the book.
Yeah, and the if I'm not mistaken, the poster, the movie poster, has got him and Fred Savage riding a unicorn,
Yeah.
and it's like a very Deadpool Christmas or something like that.
The people that do that, the people that have anything to do with Deadpool and the marketing, they're fucking brilliant.
Aren't they, though?
I'm pretty sure it's mostly Ryan Reynolds
It's gotta be.
because he said he'd do that movie under two.
Yeah, he said that he would not re-release a PG-13 unless they did it like
Two things.
two things. One was for cancer.
Yes, and then Fred Savage has to be in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Legitimately, he said that, and yeah, why not, right? So yeah, that's coming out in a couple weeks. So I was thinking, stay on the superhero thing or whatever, but see Aquaman, do our podcast about that, and then do a short, maybe very short 20-30 minute segment on Deadpool.
Depending on how things play out, because December's always a crazy month.
It is.
And whether or not we do another Christmas party podstravaganza, then maybe we can tie
that into it.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Also, too, did you see that Amazon is doing a giveaway to see Aquaman 5 days early?
No, I didn't see that.
Prime is doing it for Prime members, and it's like a lottery type system, I think.
Oh.
But I think they're giving a lot of theater. They're picking a theater locally and screening it.
Since it's Amazon, it would make sense that we see Wonder Woman early. But
yeah,
Sorry, that came late.
dad puns. Yeah, maybe we'll. Either Aquaman or Mortal Engine. Maybe we'll just put a list of some of the December movies up and let people vote.
Yeah, let's do a poll.
Yeah, we'll do a poll on our Couch for Watchers, and then I'll probably throw one up on Twitter, our Watchers on the Couch Twitter, which is WOTC Pod on Twitter. We'll throw a poll up. You guys can decide what movie we do next for December. So look forward to that. Does anybody have anything else?
Go see Fantastic Beasts. It was great.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Oh, dude.